So, OT, how were you able to get your initial investors and like get the app off the ground?
It started initially with us. I mean, a lot of the knowledge that we had in tech, uh, brothers, and then we were part of accelerator program. We're part of No Chip Accelerator program, which pretty much opened the doors to a lot of new relationships within the tech space and also VCs and so on. And our early die hard, friends and family, of course. If you're starting a business, it has to be within your network initially, friends and family. And with us, it wasn't any different. So we started that way, friends and family. But little by little, we started gaining attraction. We saw that not only the problem that we're solving has huge potential here, but also in the international markets. But even to answer your question, even during the pandemic, there were still, even though there wasn't that much, you know, cars moving around, but it was still, this business has proven that we'll still have to move from point A to point B. Where, so now, so it's also COVID proofed. So so eventually we decided to start that way. So we finished the accelerator program. There were many different mentors. So we got some of our advisors early on. Also, so funding as well through that channel. But yeah, it wasn't. Trust me. In short, it was 90% dark days and 10% now we see the light at the end of the tunnel. It wasn't easy at all.
How did you get through the times when, you have those moments of like, am I even gonna make this work? Like,
Mm-hmm.
because I think that happens a lot with me as a filmmaker. Like, I love technology. I have invested in apps. We have great ideas, and
Mm-hmm.
then it kind of like goes nowhere because
Mm-hmm.
you need runway, you need
Mm-hmm.
dev money, and all that. But also in making movies, like you work on a script for 2 or 3 years and you can't get the funding
Mm-hmm.
for it, so you kind of feel like a failure.
Yeah.
So I wonder, how do you deal emotionally with like that fear of failure?
Yeah. To me, there's no. You only fail when you quit, and you can't. And in short, you can never defeat a person that doesn't quit. So it's very simple to me. One of my favorite books is Atomic Habits, and and if you basically take a day at a time and apply yourself in just 1%, forget about just trying to do 10% in a day. Sometimes,
I think that's
yeah,
the
that's,
struggle.
yeah, exactly. If you take 1% every single day, small improvements, they add up to big results. And another issue that we have is we feel like that we stuck. But, but if you are working every single day towards a goal that you're trying to achieve, and another issue too, you cannot focus just on a goal. You have to have a good system in place. And tying to that book once again, and you have to fall in love with the journey rather than the product. So you really have to embrace those ups and downs. To me, whenever I have a big obstacle, I know, and I'm on the edge, I know that I'm close, close, close to get over this hump and get to another level. Every single time, never fails. If I push harder, I can do that. And ultimately, faith. You gotta, um, you're going to walk a path. You don't know the future. None of us do. But you're going to walk a path that only God knows exactly what path you were walking on a day-to-day basis. So it takes a lot of faith to be able to take the step without even knowing where you're going to where you're going to land when you make that step. So to me, And my mom is religious as well. And we have within the company, we have one of our developers. Take in mind, this is coming from one of our developers. His name is Carlos. We call him Almirante because we have this military code within the company, part of the culture, where I'm the captain and so on. So we all have different names, but he always takes. He would always around 7 p.m. he would go. Now I have the Bible study now and da 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 da. So we created a culture within the company where we even have our, we discuss, we tie biblical, and we use scripture to also connect to the day-to-day in our operations on a day-to-day basis within the company. So, and it started with him. So ultimately we have the greatest investor, which is him, God. So, and to us, we believe that by having him, you have it all. It's that simple. So even within the day when things are getting harder and harder for us, when you apply yourself and you live in fear only when you don't know something, right? If you know right now, if you know that you can defeat that lion that is there and is staring at you, okay? Even though that lion is a few feet away from you, I mean, you know exactly what to do. You'll be able to tackle that lion and you're going to be able to defeat them. You're not going to be in such fear. Same thing, if you know how to swim, you'll jump. You're not going to have the fear. The fear comes from the unknown. And yes, if you don't have the backbone, if you don't have him as on your side, yeah, it makes things way harder. He knows your weaknesses, and the closer and the closer and closer you get to him, most people that walk in faith rather than walking, by sight, it's a different ball game.